So I had my first facial today and it was an amazing experience. Now, for me, it's not just about like, I'm gonna go get a facial. There was so much that went into getting this facial for me because I remember years ago I worked at this company and there was this lady in this like higher C-level role and she would go like once a month or so. Maybe every other month, I don't remember, but it was often. And she would get a facial like on her lunch break. I can't imagine getting done what I got done on a lunch break and then going back to work, but that's besides the point. I remember thinking to myself, like, I want to get a facial, but when I thought about like the cost and the time that it would take, and for those of you who can relate to this from Blushing Phoenix, like someone's gonna touch on me. They're gonna be like really intimately working around my face and my chest area. But you guys have heard me probably, I think I talked about her on the channel before. I have. Amanda, who is my friend who's an esthetician, has her own amazing business. And every time I hang out with her, I just, number one, love being with her. But her face is gorgeous. Her skin is amazing. Her personality radiates. Like her being and her light just shines. That when Mother's Day came around and I thought about like, what do I want for Mother's Day? I chose a facial. So I went and saw her today, got a facial, and I'll take you along just to show you some clips of what that was like. Oh, but real quick, I just want you to know the reason why I wanted to share this here on Blushing Phoenix is because there's just something so healing about letting somebody see you and touch you. Like in this situation, if you listened to my podcast last week, I talked about my hairdresser and how she was like, don't help me in regards to lifting your head when she was washing it because it was making me spray. It was making her spray herself with the water. And then I told a story about how when I first started getting my hair done, when I lived in Tennessee, there was a girl there that would wash my hair and she would do like the scalp massage. And she was always so impressed by the fact that I would let her do that to me because in her world and experience, a lot of people couldn't receive the pleasure of that moment. Like they would try to rush it or they would get really uncomfortable and she could feel them tensing their body up when she was trying to give them the gift of this head massage. So even just laying there today, if you've been on my journey, you know, when I've gotten acupuncture and chiropractic treatments, it's something about the feeling of that intimacy of somebody getting really close, somebody working on my body, somebody seeing me flush, that being in those environments with really safe people and practitioners can work wonders for you. I mean, I'm speaking from my own experience, but I would be curious to hear if you think that that would work wonders for you as well. I noticed that today when I was talking to Amanda, she was saying that like for instance, she knows that I tend to flush, so she didn't put the warmer on the bed. So there wasn't as much heat that was going to be radiating from the bed. I did strip down, put on like a, I can't remember what it's called, but it's essentially like when you tie a towel around you, and then laid in the bed, covered myself up with the blanket, and then she worked on my face, my neck, and probably to about maybe like here on my chest. It was nothing that felt uncomfortable at all. And it was amazing. One of the things that we talked about is how I tend to get some cystic type acne. You can see a little bit right there. Every once in a while, it's not all the time. And her assumption was, well, I think maybe because of the fact that you do flush in this area and it holds so much of that heat and that stress that there is lymph fluid. Oh my gosh, Amanda, if you're listening to this, correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong, but there's lymph fluid and we need to just move some of that around. So she kind of showed me like how to massage and move this stuff away. And then just the fact that she was able to massage this area of me and see me in such a vulnerable time and space. She's the one that I was at the cheese and wine thing with, and it was like full, I was flushing all over the place. So she has seen me in a very raw state where I was feeling super insecure. I was super flushed. So just being in her presence today, I think there's one part in the video where you'll see that maybe I had like some flushing on one side of me. That's just my body doing what it does. But to lay there and like trust the person that's working on me and just feeling so safe in the environment that she's created, it was incredible. So anyway, oh, and then at one point there was like where she was like massaging everything, like all that like lymph lymphatic fluid. What's it? Lymphatic juices? That's not what it's called. It's not lymphatic juices. Hold please. Lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage. Like she was like pushing all of that out of like my face and all this puffiness that was in my face and down and throughout like my chest and my neck and my shoulders. It was amazing, but I got this like so congested all of a sudden. I was like, I feel like I have so much literal drainage. And she was like, that's all normal. Anyway, when I got up, it took a minute to like catch my bearings because I've been in such a relaxed state for, she probably gave me a little extra time than what she was supposed to, but it was such a treat. And I was getting back into the rhythm of like sitting up and letting everything kind of move down out of my face. And I just feel like my skin is radiating. Like I put a little bit of makeup on after our session together, but I have like some bronzer on, my eyebrows, eyeliner, and my mascara and lipstick. And that's it. That's all I put on. But look at how freaking good and bright and like moisturized my skin looks. I did buy some products. If you guys are interested in that, I'm happy to share those with you. Just let me know in the comments below and I'll tell you what I got. But this is a treat to myself, not only for Mother's Day, but for the fact that I wanted that. I wanted that like moment of just pampering and taking care of my skin and my body. And I'm also teaching my body that it's safe in the environments that it's in. And what better way to do that than to go to somebody who's trusted and let them see me in such a vulnerable state. Like no makeup on, completely like laid back on a bed so that she could work on me. It was amazing. So if you've been on the fence about any sort of massage, facial, anything that's an opportunity to care for yourself, I would nudge you to go do it and invest in yourself for whatever that thing is. And if you're interested in checking out Amanda and you'd like to do she does some online coaching. I think she can do some consultations over video as well. So if you're interested in checking her out, please do. And if you're local to the Greenville, South Carolina area, oh my gosh, you gotta go check her out. All of her information will be in the description box below. And I can't wait to have her on the channel as well. If there are any questions that you've been wanting to ask an esthetician, then feel free to leave those in the comments below, or you can email me at april@blushingphoenix.com and I will assemble those questions. And I might do a poll, not necessarily a poll, but like where I'm asking you guys questions over Instagram. So definitely go check me out over there, blushing_Phoenix, because I'll probably ask you all, what do you want me to ask her when I have that time with her? But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching today. And I hope that you set some time aside to go take care of yourself and to put yourself in situations where you're not always just like pushing and forcing yourself to stay here, don't run away. We can show up as we are, but actually putting yourself in a position to also have some deep rest and let somebody care for you and treat your body with such kindness and tenderness and let it know that you are safe in the environment, because that's how we rewire and teach ourselves a new story. I'm getting a facial today. First facial ever. We're headed to our facial. And could you imagine, I would have never worn this ever a year ago. Remember when I started doing this? I would have never worn this a year ago. So I got some work done. And now we're gonna go get this face taken care of. Here we are. Okay, we are coming out of this, going into that. Until next time, I'll see you in my next video.